Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis is launching a weekend of service, 3 days dedicated to cleanup, recovery, and supporting families still rebuilding. So joining us this morning is President and CEO Michael McMillan of the Urban League. Thanks so much for joining us. I know that as soon as the May 16th tornado hit, y'all immediately got into gear. When you look back, we're almost a year at it. What stands out to you the most about that?
Well, really, when you look back at what happened in the aftermath of the tornado, there was such an outpouring of support from people from all over this region that came together to try to help, and that was just so overwhelming to us at the Urban League, but every not-for-profit in St. Louis that was involved. It was just an overwhelming moment.
And when you look now, I was recently there last week doing a story with a couple of homeowners. When you go into North St. Louis yourself, what goes through your head when you still see so many of these homes?
Well, our headquarters is right there in the middle of the disaster, and we had 4 of our buildings damaged to the tune of about $15 million. So we're literally in the middle of the tornado every single day, and we see the damage, and it's still there a year later for the most part in terms of debris and buildings that are still there waiting to be demolished and removed. And so people are really kind of living in the midst of almost a war zone. And so the trauma of that and the difficulty of trying to live through that and trying to get through, how do we then move forward? How do we come together as a community? It's a lot. And so, people are obviously looking for action. And so that's what we're trying to do with the weekend of service, is to try to bring people together and accentuate the progress, show what has been done, but then really focus on how we need to move forward and how we can come together and do that, and how the Urban League can be a part of that solution.
Y'all have really been at the forefront, I think, of putting this community back together, so we appreciate all you've done. Talk about the weekend of service. I know it spans from May 15th through the 17th. What all does it entail?
Yeah, so right now, the station obviously, as of today, is partnering with us on this huge fundraising drive where people are able to give donations. They're able to send their Amazon cards to us in terms of sending items, and then volunteer to help us in terms of May 15th through the 17th, because on the 15th, we're having all of the big construction companies in St. Louis to come with us and work with the city to demolish buildings that are vacant, abandoned, derelict, and cannot be saved.